Italian peacocking, or spezzenatura peacocking. My other video on peacocking explores it further, but peacocking is an essential element of Western style, and of course it is an essential element of Italian style. What is peacocking? Peacocking is based on the concept of the peacock's tail. Evolutionary biologists were puzzled initially. Why would females have such a preference for such a cumbersome tail that would make it easier for a male peacock to be lunch for predators? At first, it was rather puzzling, and then they realized why. It's because it shows that the male peacock has so much extra health and virility they can afford to have this extra large tail, because they were so strong that they could fly away from predators in spite of the tail. And the tail showed excess health and virility, which was very attractive in genetics. Now, in men, that's like having a gold watch. It shows, or Rolex, or Philippe Patek, or something of the sort. It shows that the man has so much money that he can spare a little bit on a watch, right? In females, in human females, peacocking looks slightly different. In women, an example of the peacock's tail is hair. So, in the Journal of Nature, the article by N.M.A. Beretskol, Hairstyle as an Adaptive Way of Displaying Phenometric Quality, Journal of Human Nature, Volume 15, pages 251 through 70, that women are deemed more attractive by males if they have long hair, unless their facial features are extremely feminine, and bodies are extremely feminine personality. So Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn Monroe can afford to even have a buzz cut or extremely short hair. Nefertiti could afford no hair at all, and men would find them extremely beautiful, regardless of their hair length. The rest of us, like myself, are not perfect, therefore we need all the long hair we can find. We need to grow our hair, because if you're not the 5% perfect, then you are less attractive with short hair. That's why Hollywood stars would wear short hair, and models in the 50s to show, look how perfect they are, they can afford the short hair, and everyone else looked uglier with it. But they could still afford it because they had poofy dresses, were housewives. Elizabeth Taylor, for example, cut her hair shorter because she was 18 and wanted not to be seen as a child, but as a sex symbol. And men don't like women who are too childlike, so having short hair or pants, this made a woman who is too childlike look more adult. If you have excess femininity, short hair shows that you can afford to lose it. However, today women are working in the workplace, so we are much more masculine, and short hair on us makes us look like Hillary Clinton. It's not very attractive on a modern woman, where we need more femininity to balance off the fact that our world today is much more masculine. French peacocking is outdated, but it was from when women were housewives. It was borrowing from the boys, like Coco Chanel did, to be taken more seriously, where Italian peacocking does not do that, but rather is anything but borrowing from the boys, but still breaking a rule. So it's spezzenatura peacocking. For example, Prada likes to combine two clashing fabrics, and everything else is perfect. But they're just two contrasting patterns, or two colors that don't match. Or my favorite, of course, as you can see, evening jewelry during the day, everything is subdued but one mistake for spotlight, and so on, right? So Italians love to have one or two things that are a bit different And peacocking means that you want to have a different element to attract attention. In Russians, that element is usually a fur coat. In Italians, it might be an ostrich trim on a sweater. It might be, evening earrings or an evening necklace during the day. It might be one thing that you wouldn't expect. One little element of the unexpected, and everything else is expected. To show that, they're not afraid of having one element of joy in their lives, but at the same time, they respect where they are, and they respect the occasion and dress otherwise appropriately, with one little naughty thing off, with one little rule broken, but the 90% of the rules are not broken, to show that they're still proper and still considerate, but know how to have fun. The next Italian technique that you should know to look expensive is spotlighting. For example, I did my eyes in a smoky eye and toned everything down. I'll show you a photo of the head of my Haute Couture Academy, Richard Robinson Couture Academy, so she runs it right now, Renée, and it was started by Richard Robinson, who worked for Christian Dior and Yves Saint Laurent, and worked with them when the original people who worked for the workshop were still alive, so he kept the craft, which is utterly amazing, and I'm very privileged to learn that craft. Well, as you will see here, she does the elements of Italian style perfectly. Everything is correct for the day and fun, but the one thing that she has is her eye makeup is an evening smoky eye, and everything else. She does the elements of Italian style perfectly. Everything is correct for the day and fun, but the one thing that she has is her eye makeup is an evening smoky eye, and everything else. But the one thing that she has is her eye makeup is an evening smoky eye, and everything else. But the one never crosses it. So that is one of the techniques, spotlighting. Fun and never crosses it. So that is one of the techniques, spotlighting to it and never crosses it. So that is one of the techniques, spotlighting. Pick one element on your face to spotlight, do either the eyes or the lips, and also on your body, pick one thing. The next concept of Italian style is bella figura, and that means Italians also, though they're not obsessed with the Joneses, they respect the Joneses, they respect their neighbors. When they go out, you represent your family, therefore you should dress with care. Dressing well is a form of politeness. Even my mother told me, how you dress shows your respect to other people. So take care and dress decently. Dress elegantly. Show some joy. Show some fun, right? And show some elegance to bring joy into other people's lives. Is it so hard to put a little effort and look a little groomed? No. So Italians like to put a little bit of effort to look decent, right? But not so much effort that they look like a Stepford wife obsessed with keeping up with the Joneses and neurotic and perfectionist. They know how to have fun, to enjoy life, while balancing it with being respectful with their clothes. So you will never see an Italian woman wearing half-naked dress, for example, on a Veterans Day or at a funeral. You will never see someone dressed inappropriately. So dressing appropriately for the occasion is very important for Italians, and being respectful with your clothes, and within the lines of respect, having fun and maybe walking right up to what's not appropriate, but never crossing the line of inappropriate. And now for our final tip. Italians know how to make a don't into a do, as you know. And one of these is Italian patterns. Many patterns will make you look cheaper, but Italian patterns always make you look more seductive, more expensive, and always make you look better. I am wearing a Dolce & Gabbana Sicilian lemon print. You can see the pattern here. So that's the Sicilian lemon print. And it evokes Sicily. They're also known for patterns of the Amalfi Coast. They're really lovely. Dolce & Gabbana has so many beautiful patterns that evoke fun. A lot of women get married by wearing Dolce & Gabbana. That shows that a man should invest in her. But she's feminine, she is fun, she's sunny, full of life, dolce vita, so happy. Why don't you want to be with her and be happy for the rest of your life, right? And then there are other different patterns. Pucci is known for the 70s patterns. I don't know. Prada is interesting. They're quite modern. Missioni is known as a hidden elite thing. They have these hideous hippie patterns, but I mean, I don't know. I don't like them. I don't know a man who likes them. They think they're jarring to the eye, but I mean, if you want to impress women looking posh, it's something women wear to impress women, I guess, but it's hideous, I think. But once in a while, they will come up with something beautiful. So different houses in Italy have different patterns. Roberto Cavalli has animals in a silk pattern. Armani has a very Roman look, and it's very much, very tailored. And then you have Valentino, that's romantic, sexy. So look at Italian patterns in Italian fabric if you want to look expensive. They always have something innovative. Ferragamo also has beautiful patterns. They had this one pattern of flowers that were not done in your granny floral, because floral is a don't, Italians make into a do. So they have these graphic modern florals that are very beautiful. So when it comes to Italian style, you can never go wrong with an Italian pattern that suits you. Always make sure that the pattern suits you. My final tip with patterns: like, hate, and subscribe to see the scandalous and fascinating new videos that I'm coming up with. Next week, we have a fascinating video on how not to dress for the holidays with the brutal elegance mistakes of Anna Bay. Yes, ladies, I am going there. Hold on to your Chanel candles and rule books, ladies. Also, please help getting my channel monetized. If you know someone who will hate it, please send them my channel and tell the whole world how evil it is. Please be so kind as to send some haters my way. Also, if you cannot, I would greatly appreciate if you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Ciao, and see you lovely ladies next week.